When it comes to flat characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, two fighters should come to mind, Mr. Game & Watch and Lucina. Today we will be going over the former.
As a Game & Watch main myself, I'd say I have some knowledge on this character from all the research I do to try and get good. Mr. Game & Watch is character 26 on the roster and is one of the oldest fighters in Smash. He originated from the Game & Watch, which is the handheld predecessor to the Game Boy. The character himself takes his moves from the many games he was featured in, such as his first game, Ball, which became his grab animation, or Chef, a game where you cook food, I think. I've never really played this one, don't get mad at me. It's kind of like Ball, where you're juggling, but instead of balls, it's food. And that became his neutral special. Probably his most famous move, Judge, comes from Judge, a game where you score a number higher than your opponent to hit them with a hammer, the highest number being a 9. They got really creative with those titles, didn't they? Ball? Careful, you might accidentally give it more than one word.
Game & Watch has quite the interesting moveset. His side special, Judge, does melee damage while showing a number above his hammer. 1 deals 2% damage to the opponent and 12% damage to yourself, whether or not you hit the opponent. 2 is a 4% bonk on the head.
3 deals 6% and launches your opponent towards you, in a similar fashion to the fan item from Brawl or Melee. 4 deals 8% and sends opponents at a diagonal angle. 5 hits the opponents with 4 electrical charges that deal 3% damage each and zap the opponent. If all 4 hits connect, it deals 12% total. 6 launches the opponent off stage at a nasty angle while dealing 12%, and it has the second strongest knockback of all the Judge attacks.
7 gives you 3 apples if you hit your opponent while dealing 14% damage. 8 freezes your opponent in a chunk of ice and deals 9% damage. And last but certainly not least is 9, which freaking kills the opponent at over 11% while dealing a whopping 32% of damage.
His unique moveset and style has made him one of the strangest fighters in Smash, with moves like his famous hammer, the bucket, which happens to be a reflector and absorber depending on the projectile, or even his frame 3 upward special.
Speaking of upward specials, the one tried and true method of winning matches with Game & Watch is to spam up special and down aerial. You'll piss off the opponent, sure, but that has the added bonus of laughing at them. Plus, it's a children's party game, like, come on, don't take it too seriously.
What did you just say? I'll have you know I take this game very seriously. This game is my life. I'll kill anyone who even mutters anything bad against Super Smash Bros.
The bucket can also absorb up to 3 energy projectiles before Game & Watch needs to release all of his special juices. Use it wisely because it is one of his most powerful moves. One of my favorite Game & Watch moves is his forward aerial, because he literally turns into an ISIS
His back air is good, and is also a multi-hit. It has lots of combo potential if you can get them off stage and short hop them into the blast zone.
As you can see, Game & Watch's gameplay is very fluid, with him being one of the lightest fighters in the game. That being said, if you're planning on maining him, you probably want to get used to playing floaty characters first. Learn his jump speeds and ranges, figure out the best spacing options. Game & Watch has a lot of very useful tools in his moveset if you're able to use them well. That's about all I have to say about him. Got anything to add, Mr. Stamos?
Mr. Game & Watch is one of my favorite characters to play, and I thank you for having me on your video. Check out my YouTube channel, Juan Stamos.
And his name is
Juan
Stamos!
I gotta sing and I dance when I glance in my pants. I end the feelings like a sunshiny day. I take a look at my enormous